Yes, we are back here. NBA playoffs. We got the NBA Hardwood show live this morning, 9 a.m. in the morning. You got Big T waking up for some winners today. Big T, we got playoff winners, though, so it's just different than normal NBA winners. Playoff winners. Playoff basketball just sits so right. If you watch the play-in stuff, the play-in games were so much better, in my opinion. Way less foul calls. It's just more up my alley. I wish they did playoff basketball or refed it the whole year, because that's the way basketball should be ref. Big T, I'll bring you in here. What's going on, my man, early on this Saturday morning?
Yeah, there's not much that gets us up for the 9 a.m. Winners call. NFL season and now NBA playoffs. Get this out early in the day where we got baseball coming at 1, basketball coming at 1, MMA later today. USFL, I've seen them in there. I don't know if that starts today, but I've seen them in there talking about it. Like always, at Run Pure, we got all the sports, but NBA is the top billing. Well, the pricing is tough today. We were talking about it. It's a little tough, but it's the first slate, and you never know. Maybe we can get creative in one of these spots. We've done these shows for a long time now for the playoffs, and game ones are always a feel out, especially when the playoffs start. So as we go game by game and kind of look at these games, who knows? Maybe we can find some creative plays to get us different. And I know that's why people watch these shows too, just because we break it down a little. If you just run these projections, I mean, it's gonna be some interesting builds. So we're gonna have to get a little creative today, which is what I like, honestly. I wish the pricing was a little softer to where you could do some things, but who knows? Maybe we can find some cheap creative plays.
Yeah, I mean, we always try and find one or two as we go through these slates. I will say, though, Abe in the chat, he already knows the plays that we're on, so he's good. He's just going to hide in the chat. He won't say anything else because he's going to pretend like he's not still watching the show. But I know what you're doing, Abe. I see you. So he's pretending like he knows what we're going to say, and then he just doesn't say anything. Hopefully they'll just leave me alone. No. You want to chirp, then chirp, but don't be a man and say you're still in here, because we know you're still in here watching. And we appreciate everyone else watching here, chirping or not. Hit the like button if you like it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? You want to be subscribed. You want to get notified every time we go live. We got free shows all throughout the day this morning. We had an MMA show recorded yesterday in the afternoon. Make sure you check that show out, because MMA card locks, I think 5:30 today. So if you're a premium member, you get subscribed. You get Title's playbook. You get the core plays, Big T's player pool in the Discord chat. Maybe JSU drops a core in. Title gave me the font winner from last week. That was pretty sweet. So yeah, check that out. I know Title was hammering Izzy too, by the way, in the chat. Like before the slate, I saw him just throwing more money. He was just telling people, lock Izzy, lock, hammer him now. So make sure you check out what Title's got going on in the Discord as well. It's good for all the premium members. How many coffees have I had, Mikey? I've had 1.5, but yeah, I mean, large, of course, large. And you tell them not as much ice, so they put more coffee in it too. That's another secret, because they'll load your friggin' iced coffee up with ice. They'll stack it all the way up. Ruins it. You want more coffee, less ice. I can put more ice in. Tony bought me a nice Opal ice maker for my wedding, so I can put ice in it whenever I want. So, that's the secret. You tell them less ice, more coffee, gets more in it. Tony, that's how I do it in the morning. That's how I get an extra off my large. You know what I mean? Because they try and skimp on the coffee.
They try to skimp on that's what you got to do. Throw that extra ice in there.
Yeah. And then they
head right to the dumper like Tyler Robertson, like watching from the shitter, he said. The shirt off or on, Tyler?
If I run off the show and turn my thing on mute, you know where I'm running to, right? I'll be right back. But yeah, we'll break down this slate. I do want to just touch on real quick the playoffs as a whole, Tony, just to kind of get your outlook on the entirety of the playoffs, East and West. How are you feeling about the playoffs? You're normally pretty good with, your feelings on the playoffs as they go. But what are you seeing here for the East and the West? Do you see it as like one team from each side, just the clear team you think is taking it all the way? Or do you think the West is a little more open maybe than the East. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I've done pretty good the last few years in the playoffs with calls and stuff, but just honestly, this year I have less of a feel going in. I think the East clearly, like everyone agrees, is two teams, Boston and Milwaukee. Every year coming into the playoffs too, I mean, people get injured. Like it's been crazy the last several years where we can break it down all we want out of the gate, but I can almost guarantee you this first week or two, there's going to be a big name that goes down that changes the whole landscape of everything. All of a sudden, Jason Tatum or somebody gets hurt. Everything's different. Like the entire playoff.
Don't you dare jinx Boston. I already bet them. Come on. Don't do that to my guys. I already got a lot of money on Boston.
Yeah, they tilted me last year, but the East looks easy though. Without injuries, the East looks easy. The West should be very good. I mean, so you got Golden State, obviously the King Kong of the NBA lately, the 4 titles, I believe, maybe even 5 now, four, I think. But I mean, they come into the best seeds, so they get to play. They should have a pretty easy win, I think, the first series. You got Denver should have a pretty easy win. But after that, I mean, the Clippers probably can't play with the Suns, but that's one series that I wouldn't be totally stunned if you got an injury or something, and the Clippers just found a way with Kawhi to keep that series pretty close. And then what's the other series? Memphis and who's Memphis got?
Memphis is getting Lakers, right?
Oh yeah, so I like the Lakers. I like the Lakers in that for sure too. But round 2 is going to be the good series on both sides, really. I think even like a Cleveland can get competitive. We both hate Philly, so I doubt we'll like Philly in that second round. But I don't. In the West, man, you're going to have some good games. So you would have, if they won, what would you have? You'd have Golden State versus Lakers. Oh yeah, Golden State, Lakers, Nuggets, Suns would be the two matchups there. And honestly, I don't love the Nuggets' chances against the Lakers or the Suns. So the Nuggets' best chance, my team, is somehow the Clippers to get that job done, because I love them versus the Clippers. I always have. But I think their worst matchups versus the Suns, and I think their best matchups the Clippers. So if you're a Nuggets fan, you kind of need the Clippers to win. They're going to – I mean, I don't know how they can beat a healthy Suns team. I mean, that – because they play that drop coverage with Yoke more than anybody, which they have to, just being honest. Like, yep. And CP and those guys just destroy the drop coverage. So it was a nightmare the last time, and now they added KD, so it's not going to get easier. And I don't know. I'm excited for the West, though. I wouldn't be shocked totally if we saw just a random winner out of the West that – I don't know who it could be, but maybe someone just gets hot. I mean, I don't think it'll be like Sacramento. I definitely don't, but I wouldn't be totally stunned if they just got some momentum and played good basketball and somehow got it done. I think the West is pretty open as long as Phoenix doesn't just stay healthy and just find a ton of momentum.
I think the team you like is the Lakers. I think
I definitely like the Lakers, but
yeah,
I'm also a realist and I don't think they're gonna steamroll, but I do think in a 7-game series, when you got to take down AD, LeBron, D'Lo's been pretty decent. I just think they're a tough out in 7 games if they stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a tough out. Warriors are definitely going to, with it, Wiggins back, that was the key. Wiggins was the key for them last year. We'll see what he can give them this year. I did think they said he was still working out at least and doing his thing. So hopefully he's going to be good to go. For me, though, the Clippers, what stinks is you're not getting Paul George for at least that first round, right? So they said he's not going to play. Yeah. So
if they had Paul George, I'd definitely give him a better chance.
Right. That's what I was going to say. If he was in, I would definitely give them more of a chance.
The Clippers are that one team, though. They just can do weird stuff where they can just, randomly go small or something. They just do weird. The Clippers are the weirdest matchup for everyone always. We saw what they did to that good Utah team. They literally ruined the Utah team that everyone was high on. Obviously we see the flaws now, but they were dominating everyone that year. They were so good, and then they just got steamrolled by this Clippers team. So I don't know. I'm not like picking the Clippers to win or anything, but they can do some weird stuff to kind of muddy up that series.
Yeah, I could see it. My problem is I think PG is so important to that small ball lineup. That's the problem. I think he is, and they haven't wanted to play Covington, which in years past, guys like him have been a key to those small ball lineups too. But you never know. Who knows? They might change it up after like a game or two and just say screw it and change the rotation up a little bit. They already said Marcus Morris is going to play in the first round, so we'll see. We'll see what they do. For me, I hate Memphis, so I definitely like the Lakers with you in that series. I like Golden State against the Kings. I think those two teams are like perfect, like regular season teams that are decent, but I just think the experience of the Golden State and the Lakers teams are going to get it. Their teams, they just want to get in, right, Tony? Like they're like, okay, let's get in. Okay, now we're in the playoffs. This is where we turn it up here a little bit, and I think that's what we'll see out of some of these matchups. And then the East, I mean, tell me it's not just a clear 1-2.
The East is honestly just boring to me too until that series. I shouldn't say boring because I'll still like watching it, but like I hate watching Philly. I mean, Boston, Atlanta. I mean, I'm kind of leading into today's games a little bit, but like Boston, Atlanta, that's not a series I'm like super excited to watch. Even the Knicks, Cleveland is not. I don't know. Like I'm not excited to watch it. But the West, though, you look at it, even like Golden State, Sacramento is going to be a great series to watch. See how Wiggins comes back. The Lakers, Memphis is going to be a great. Honestly, all four series in the West at least interest me in a way. In the East, until we get that Milwaukee Boston series, none of these like get my juices flowing in the morning, as we like to say.
Yeah, I mean Atlanta doesn't get your juices flowing.
I mean Atlanta, Boston at 3:30 today. I can almost promise you, I'm not going to have that game tuned on until fourth quarter, maybe if it's a close game. I mean, I'm sure you'll be glued to it right in front of that TV, rooting in the first quarter action. But I don't think I'm going to be partaking in that.
Can't help myself. So, what are you going to do? I don't know. I see Landon
versus KD is an interesting dynamic they're talking about in the chat where, of course LeBron could shoot better than Ja. Way better.
Way better.
I mean, early in his career he couldn't, but LeBron could shoot now. He shoots good. But yeah, if Westbrook would like drop his drawers right on KD if he somehow knocked him out, he would.
Oh yeah.
Westbrook's not built for the playoffs though. We've seen it. We already know this. Some guys like we don't know yet. There's a lot of young guys in the playoffs that could take the leap. We know what Westbrook is. Like he's not fooling us.
We know that teams fully, try and harden on defense in the playoffs. So like that hurts guys like Westbrook.
And they're going to game plan each series.
Yeah.
You know what the other team's running. Like Westbrook's
You're going to see what they do. They're literally just going to leave him in the corner. Yeah. Like hope he just shoots. Like
he's going to throw up bricks.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what. And CP's going to destroy this playoff. He's going to be the guy that I think just crushes. Like I think he's going to be the one because you're going to have to give and take with some of these teams like Phoenix, and CP's just going to, I think, have a huge playoffs here because KD and Book, they're just getting all the attention no matter what. So I think Chris Paul has a nice playoff run. But let's get into these games here. I see some people in chat, Little Trop. You said you guys have prize picks. In the Discord, we do. Our guy VIP drop some prize pick winners in the Discord channel. So if you're a premium member, get in the Discord. It's free with the subscription, right? You subscribe to the site. You get all the sports. You get the Discord access, all that. Really simple. And we have all the channels in there for all the sports. And Prize Picks is one of them. VIP will get in there. He'll drop some winners for the people for, baseball. He's dropped NBA winners. I've seen MMA. So he's all over the board there. So check him out for Prize Picks if that's something you're into. I see my guy Landa in chat. What's up, Landa? Love Landa, my man. Let's get into it, though, Tony.
We come on to this freaking show, and JSU, of course, this is how good JSU is. Talking about some promotion he gets from DraftKings. He's getting all this money back gets a 555 edge. So I go in to click it. He gets me all excited. And on mine, it says, NBA playoff special. Play 25 plus in a contest between 415. Score 5 DK dollars. It says 1 redemption per player. I get 5 DK dollars. That's what my promotion is.
Wait, no. There's multiple promotions, Tony.
I don't see that other one.
What?
I don't get it. I'm not as good as you.
No, you're lying.
They don't come
Share
to everybody.
Share your screen right now.
I would share it if I could. I'm not sharing it. I don't see it on there.
Chat, someone help me out here. Guys, if you go into promotions, right? If you go to the promos.
You think everybody has the same promotion?
Yeah. I think so. I think if you go into promos.
One of my buddy always gets these good ones, and I never get it.
I'm just telling you right now, there's multiple promos for NBA today. I'm seeing, at least on my sheet, I see earn $10 for every 150 in NBA entry fees. I'm seeing an earn $5.
You got the $5 one too?
Yeah, I see that one too.
That's the one I got, the $5.
Okay, so Tony in chat says he sees the 555 one. Yeah, people are telling you to click promotions, scroll down and click. I mean,
I'm on freaking promotions. It's in on there. Which tab is it, chat? Because there's all the tabs. It says deposit bonus, exclusive offer, prize chest, fantasy, all that stuff. Which one's it on?
I just always have it on all. And I just
Boss
down.
Bros only got 5. All the poor people like me only get 5.
I don't understand. Like, how do you not give promotions to the people who play?
I'm telling you right now, I got one buddy. I'm not going to say who it is, but he always gets these like great promotions like yours today. And I never get it. Like ever.
But I never get promotions is the funny part. Like normally you get the promotions.
I don't. Not the promotion. Usually they'll just like send me something or tickets or like, but not like this. Yeah, let's go, Danny Pettifer. Where's he at? There you are. If you joined a year ago, let's go. Let's pick some winners in this playoffs. Gary's only got the $5 one too. I don't see it anywhere, and I'm very tilted about it because I wanted that 555 ticket.
Okay, so Craig in the chat, Craig says I'm the neediest player in the world, Big T, and he has the 555 promo.
I wonder if it's like states or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I did get a birthday cake though, my car. You're right. I didn't eat it, but I got it. I was happy to get it.
I did not get a birthday cake last year. This is bullshit, DK. I won't eat it, but I just want it so I can take the picture and send it on Twitter. Damn it. I'll have to send more pictures.
You can get multiple 555s?
That's so the way I'm reading this. Max 20 redemptions per person is what they're.
You can get 20 555 tickets.
I mean, I'm not playing that.
Well, obviously, but if you were just playing, like, that's crazy.
Well, like, what would you even have to? So you'd have to like max out the 555. You'd have to play the $20 max.
I mean, you got like a week, so yeah. I mean,
I don't play that. Like, I play enough, in my opinion, but like some of these guys like max out the 555, max the 20, and they literally max like every contest. I don't do that. That's if you did that though, you could definitely get 20.
Like, wonder that's crazy how much they're giving back though. That's crazy.
Yeah. Their sportsbook must be rolling in Massachusetts. Maybe it's Massachusetts, Tony, because the sportsbook opened. You think it's something with the states?
I mean, it definitely could be. I don't know. All I know is I don't got it. I'm going to ask about it, though.
Chad, I apologize if you were someone that didn't have that promo. I figured most people had that promo. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But go check. Anyways, go to promos and check.
I'm getting a $15K loan to get 5 tickets. I don't know if that's a good that might not be a good plan, but
definitely not a good idea. I'll throw that one out there. So yeah, also baseball today. Baseball locks at 1. There's a 12-game slate. Those guys are in the chat talking baseball too. Get over to Run Pure Sports. Check out all the content. Got DC's pitchers pretty much every day. Big T's player pool. The playbook done by everyone from Uncle T, AP, Gary, Stevie Boynton. I'm probably missing someone there, but everyone does some baseball content as well. It's been rolling so far. So make sure you check it out. Tony, I don't know if you saw last night, my boy Rowdy Tellez, he hit not 1, but 2 bombs at 3K. I called that one on the premium show. So my
you
favorite
called 2
first baseman.
bombs.
I
You
did
said
not
not
call
one,
2
but
bombs.
2?
I said a bomb, but I said he was my favorite.
Why didn't you call
first
2
baseman.
bombs?
Because I'm a puss and I didn't think he'd hit 2 bombs. If I thought he would hit 2 bombs, I should have bet him at like plus
Yeah, he did
3,000
hit
or
some
whatever it
bombs.
was. God, he hits bombs.
Get us into this freaking game so I can go to my kid's game in an hour.
Yes, sir. All right, boss is telling me to speed it up. Brooklyn and Philly here. Philly's at home. Philadelphia is a team that I always hate, but I hate as a team to win a championship because that's how everyone like puts them up with all their stars and everything. This team ain't beating Boston. They're not beating Milwaukee. They might not even beat Cleveland. I'm not even sold on that. But Brooklyn, they should beat Brooklyn. I like this Brooklyn team. I think it's a very solid team, a bunch of solid players. I love Bridges as a player, Dimwitty. I just don't know if they have the star talent to contend with Joel Embiid and those guys in the end. Tony, the prices, though, for DFS are crazy on the Philly side. Like Tyrese Maxey, 8.4, you can't play him. Tobias Harris, 6K, we don't really like Tobias, but 6K, he's fine on this slate. You're not playing PJ Tucker at 5.1. You're not playing probably Melton at 5.1. I mean, maybe you could. I don't know. But Harden at 9.3, I think is a decent play. And Joel Embiid's the best spend on the board. The problem is he's 11.2, and I struggle to get to 11.2 at like just building my teams out. I'm struggling to get there. I told you before we got on, I ran a quick thing on SaberSim just to see if I could get Joel Embiid in there. I projected him like 11 or 12 points higher than the next guy on the list, like a Sabonis or Tatum, whoever it was. And I only got like 7% in 150 builds. So it's very hard to get Joel Embiid on this slate with the lack of value. But what are we doing here with this game?
Yeah, I mean, you basically summed it up because these prices are crazy. And the series price, honestly, this is where I kind of like the series pricing, and it's a long-term thing for me over the playoffs because, like, I agree with you that Philly's more than likely going to win, but they're minus 900. Like,
I give Brooklyn more than that chance.
I mean, and they're 6-1 dog. Like, I don't think they're going to win, but this is always where I get suckered into putting a little bit on the Nets just because. I mean, Embiid and Harden have both been health risk too at times. I mean, all it takes is literally one rolled ankle, and that plus 600 is egregious. Like, that's just too high. And Brooklyn can give them issues too with different spots. I mean, they just have all good guys that they might not have any studs, but they're just solid. I don't know. And Claxton can give Embiid just enough of resistance. Again, not picking Brooklyn, definitely not, because then people hold me to these things. But I think the price on Brooklyn is good at 6-1. I like that. But as far as just today, because that's all that matters for this DFS, is 11-2 for Embiid. I like him, but I don't know how you're going to get to him unless we find some stuff as we go through here. I agree with you. Harden is definitely the guy that I don't love, but his price at least looks fair. I mean, Maxey at 84, you're literally never playing Maxey at 8,400. Toby, I mean, maybe he's a floor type play. I can't play Melton. I mean, PJ Tucker in previous slates should be 3,500. He's 5,100. Like, that's insane. This is where they mess the pricing up, though. And I never just come on and complain about pricing because, honestly, I think there's always an angle. But, I mean, you got these guys that should be 3,500 and they're 5K. You can't play 5,100 for PJ Tucker. Like, you just can't. There's no scenario that – we always say it, but every single player should be priced to where you could consider them, no matter who it is. And I remember a few years ago on FanDuel, they got even more creative in the playoffs. And they would make some of these guys like 2K.
I remember that.
I think 2K was the lowest, which made sense in the playoffs because there needs to be pricing on these cheap guys to where you can consider them. You just can't play these guys. So
even if PJ Tucker was 3,500 or 3,200, I still wouldn't play him. That's
yeah,
like
I mean, I agree, but
literally.
he would at least. I could give my same speech as always, like the
He'd be in
3K. You can
play.
consider him.
Yeah,
Blah
he'd
blah
be in
blah.
play.
But I
Exactly.
agree.
But like
But
me,
5,100, I mean, literally no one's going to play him. Like he might be 0% out. So like it's
he
just
should be.
there's just no way. So I mean, Philly, I don't have a ton of interest, honestly, and I don't. You can obviously play Embiid and Harden, but the rest of them, it's a long day. We got better games as the day goes. Another thing is this game is probably the ugliest fantasy game too. So I'm kind of happy that the pricing's bad because I don't know. I don't need to play those guys. And then you look at the Brooklyn side, you're going to get a ton of minutes from especially Bridges and Dinwiddie. Claxton's going to have to get a big role with Embiid unless he gets in foul trouble. Cam Johnson. I mean, Royce O'Neal's another example. I mean, he's a mid-range play. He's going to play a bunch of minutes. But, man, 5K? Like, what am I hoping to get from him? He should be 4K, and then people would consider him. I don't see anything in this game, honestly. And it's a 4-gamer. I like to take stands. I think it plays ugly. First game, major feel-out process. I'm just not going to play anyone in this game, honestly. And I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Brooklyn upsets them today just to start the series out. And maybe Philly comes back, obviously, and wins. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see an upset here.
So I agree with you on the Philly side for the most part. I think James Harden is the one that makes the most sense because he's reasonably priced.
I could play him for sure. Like in 150, you should play him for sure.
Yeah, I could definitely get to him. I think the Brooklyn side's a little more interesting just because I do think they could give them a scare. I think they could give them a scare in game one. I think all these guys are going to play big minutes. Like we were tilting early in the regular season about Cam Johnson with this team, not like always getting full run. You know, he'd play 35 minutes one game, then he'd be at like 30 the next. And you're like, what's going on? Like he's sitting with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Like, what is it? But I think finally now we're getting to the playoffs. I think he's going to play 35, 38 minutes.
He's definitely a good play if you think he plays that much in game one.
I think this is where they play him, right? This dude has been hampered with injuries his entire career, right? Like this is a guy who you're waiting. You have DFS. You have Royce O'Neal. You don't need to push him too much in the regular season. And then boom, playoffs, we're playing him 38 minutes. Bridges, Dinwiddie, Claxton. I think those guys are safe from a minute standpoint. And Dinwiddie, to me, also on this slate, I mean, he's 7'6". Like 7'6" for a guy who can get me 40 plus. I mean, this dude's put up some 50 burger games. Like he can get you an upside game at 7'6". And I'll just pair him to somebody who's in his price range. Darius Garland, 7'7". I mean, Tony, I don't know about you, but I think Spencer Dinwiddie might have a little more upside consistently than Darius Garland with everyone healthy on each team because the roles are just different. Garland has to give to Donovan Mitchell, to Evan Mobley a little bit, Karis LeVert, whereas Spencer Dinwiddie, he only has to give to one guy. It's Mikal Bridges. It's literally 1-2. And you know in the playoffs, Donnie Mitchell's going to go harder. Like he's going to want the ball more. It's going to hurt Garland more. So I think Dinwiddie in that range is one of the better plays. And I kind of like the Philly starters here. Royce O'Neal, I don't know. He's like I never play those type of fringe guys, but we don't have, value. So if he hits my teams, I'm fine with it. But like, I'm not playing DFS.
There's no way that your ass is playing Royce O'Neal at 5K. Yeah, it's not a JSU play.
I don't think I am.
I don't
think I am. I'm just saying, though.
That is not a JSU play.
No, my only thing I'm saying is I wouldn't leave him out of the pool if you're like 150.
I'm leaving him out of my pool.
You would leave him out?
I just can't pay 5K for him.
You're gonna struggle to pay for a lot of guys.
I'm gonna play all mid-range guys. I'm gonna play all the Cam Johnsons. Like, that's fine.
All right. Well, I like Cam Johnson, so I'm with you.
Imagine just
Let's
going
move
in
it
the
though.
chat and just saying poop over and over. Come on, Eric Tate, be better.
I mean,
Do I really have to
dude,
just block you, Eric Tate? I mean, come on.
don't go there. I mean, come
Like,
on.
you have to just keep typing poop. Like,
You might
come
have
on.
to block him, Tony.
Yeah, I'll just block him then. Like, I don't even know if it works when I block him, but I tried.
All right, there you go. Let's move it. Atlanta, Boston. One of the games that Tony was series Tony was talking about that's just going to be really boring. Atlanta coming in. I think this Atlanta team is just like so many when they're healthy. Trae Young at 9,600. I don't think he's one of the better plays in the 9K range. Like, I don't really like him. Murray's priced up at 8,700 to a point where I'm not going to play him. Clint Capella against Boston at 6,500. No, thank you. Especially when his backup's just better than him. I mean, Okongwu was just better at 5K. And then you got Bogdan and DeAndre Hunter in that like mid-tier 5K range, who I think could maybe fit your teams. John Collins, the dude that's definitely out for me. They don't like John Collins. They played Bay over him. They played Jalen Johnson over him a little bit in the play-in. Tony, what are we doing here with the Atlanta side?
Yeah, just kind of how we're gonna go every game. Just look there. I saw the pricing with like Trae Young against Harden in that same range. I don't know. I'm a little torn back and forth on those guys. I don't love either one of them, especially because, like you said, we just don't have to. God, these guys are just all gonna come in type poop. Come on, people.
I mean,
come on. Like, you're just gonna keep cycling through burners.
Go to your next burner over here.
Like,
you know what they say when you have haters like this, big T, it means you're doing something right.
I mean, it's just like people are trying to take down our website every day. They're just typing poop in the chat. I mean,
Kurt, don't you start, Kurt. Get out of here. Don't you start, Kurt.
Yeah, Kurt. Not the right time, Kurt. Come on. I mean, I don't even like.
It's just gonna keep happening too.
It's burners too. Like, how many burners do people have? Like,
it's a sad life when you have this many burners. Like, you are
how
just
many people do you think we can block? Like, every time it's blocked, like, does it another one come in?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
jeez,
I literally have no idea.
I just blocked like 8 straight poops. So
we might need to bring someone in here just to block people as we talk about
I guarantee it's the poop guys that. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with Little Trop. I mean, it probably is. Like, we're good in some areas, but I mean, come on. But now that I get back in this, Trae and Harden, I think they're pretty similar. Like, I could play Trae, but I just don't know if you need to go up there. DeJounte, 87. I mean, I'll leave him in the pool. 6,500 for Capella. I'm never really going to go there. Collins, 5,500. No. Bogdan's a decent play at 5,300. Like, you talked about it in the play-in. He's a veteran. They could need his scoring as the game gets tough. Again, it's a feel-out game. I like Bogdan a little bit, actually. Like, he's a way better play to me than, like, Royce O'Neal. I know it's not exactly the same, but similar price. I would much rather play because Bogdan could in a situation score 30, like, easily could. I don't think Royce really ever does that, but Saddiq Bey, definitely not paying 5,600 for Saddiq Bey. Hunter, I can't pay 50, even in a mid tier. Hunter's a lot like Royce O'Neal too, where he just, I don't know, he doesn't do enough offensively. Jalen Johnson, though. He looked really good in the play-in game. Game ones are a feel out. I mean, I don't think I don't know if I'd put him on like a main team unless you were getting creative, but he looked good in that play-in, and he's actually got the rare today 3,900 price point where you get a little bit of a price break. And I'm not saying he's a good play because you're going to need a little luck on your side where John Collins gets in foul trouble or the game goes small. All this stuff could happen, though. So I definitely think you leave Jalen Johnson in your player pool. We'll have to go through the rest of the games and see. Like, I'd project him for like 15 tops. And if that hits, Like that could hit maybe on some of your Embiid where you said you gave him 60. Giving Jalen Johnson like 15 might help Embiid get there for you. But overall for Atlanta, more mid-range. I don't see a ton of the top guys for me. Boston, I think Boston could actually play a little deeper early in the playoffs. They're going to see long-term where these guys. They're going to see long-term where they know it's going to be a long playoffs for them. So I think they go deeper early, which means there's no way I'm paying 10-6 for Jason Tatum and even less of a chance. I mean, Jaylen Brown at 9,500 in game 1 of a playoff series, round 1, is just not something. I mean, even in my 150, I'm not going there. I can't pay 9,500 for Jaylen Brown in game 1 of a series here. So I'm off him. But then we get to the mid-range guys. These are the guys I actually do like. Marcus Smart, 6,200. Big Al in the playoffs, 57. Brogdon, 63. Derek White, 55. Big Bob, 52. Even like Grant Williams, 45. I think Boston, like we talked about the mid-range guys, I think we can live in here a little bit with these Boston guys. These guys, again, it's not going to be an upside slate. It's just not. Like the pricing won't allow it. So I think we can live a little bit in this mid-range here with Boston. I'm excited. I'll get back to blocking all the people that keep typing poop, and you can.
I've been doing it. I've been doing it. So, just as you're talking, but yeah, I agree with you on Bogdan. And I don't know. I kind of put DeAndre Hunter into, I think DeAndre Hunter could get you like 25 to 30.
When did you start liking DeAndre Hunter is my question. Because you never liked him. And then the last 2 weeks, all of a sudden you start loving him.
That's not true. Do you remember last year I think it was the playoffs. Do you remember he had that, it was me and Rubio. And Rubio
that's
liked
why you like him. You remember
Rubio
the good
liked
times?
Kevin Huerter, and I liked DeAndre Hunter. And DeAndre Hunter went for the game of his life, and we argued about it. Like, I love DeAndre Hunter. You laughed at me.
I'm sure I did laugh. I'm going to laugh again today when you like him.
I just see 50. I just see his price tag, and I'm just on this slate. I don't know how you don't if he fits my final spot. Like, I think he's better than John Collins. I think Kevin Huerter is better than him. I think Kevon Looney's probably safer. But DFS he's better than. I think Bogdan, they're really close. You might think Bogdan's better. Dante, he's better than Dante. Malik, I think he's a little safer than Malik. I think Malik has a higher ceiling, though. Melton, he's better than PJ Tucker, Hartenstein, O'Neal, Dean Wade. These are guys in his price range. I just listed off 10 dudes, and I think there's only 2 or 3 of those 10 that he might not be better than. He's in play is my point at that price tag range. I do like Al, though.
Too, if he stays out of foul trouble is the nice part.
That's the key. Well, if he's not in foul trouble, he's going to play 38 minutes because they're going to need him against Tatum and Brown defensively. So that's the other thing that's good at least. But Horford, I'm definitely in on. Robert Williams, I think you can pull him out if you want at 5,200. I like your Jalen Johnson call, though. What if there's blowout? If there's 3,900, maybe he gets 12 minutes a run, but then maybe
you just brought up a great point though with blowout. The play-in games were great, but there will be blowouts. Yes. They're definitely coming.
I mean, Boston at home, first game, fully loaded, ready to go, Tony. Everyone's healthy. Why not? This could be the blowout game right here. So yeah, I think Jalen Johnson at 3,900, you take a shot on, and maybe he doesn't play, honestly, but he showed him in that playing game. Give him chances, and he's pretty good with it. So I like it at 3,900. From the Boston side, though, I'm with you on Tatum, Brown, Brogdon. I'm not paying for those guys up there. It's more the mid-tier Celtics that I don't mind. And yeah, I mean, Atlanta, I'm not paying for the studs. So same thing.
It's mid-tier guys look tasty to me.
Yeah. I mean, are you talking Smart, Horford, Time Lord? Who are you talking?
Yeah, I mean, all those mid-tier guys. I named them all off while you were blocking the poop messages. The Smart, Horford, Brogdon, White, I mean, all of them. They're all in the mid range, and I think they're all going to play today. So I honestly think they're all pretty solid plays.
We got some backup now in the chat for anyone
Love that.
Anyone else. So we got some backup.
It's that time on the site. Just all we're trying to do is help people. We friggin' do free shows at 9 a.m. and the people are attacking the site, attacking the YouTube. It's crazy times we're living here. We got to actually have someone in the back end just to keep clicking block.
Literally, our guy Rubio Dimes you can't see him, but he's in the back end, friggin' blocking all the poop messages.
I mean, it's just egregious. Like
you hate to see it. It's just it's annoying, but what can you do? Tony's
we're gonna power through. We're gonna make him just keep copying. We'll do what we can.
Bring it. All right, bring your shit messages, losers. All right.
Imagine doing that. Like, just imagine.
You are the biggest loser at 9:53 in the morning typing those messages.
It's one person like attacking us too. Is the funny part. Like, obviously, there's more accounts, but it's one person that just like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely one person. All right, let's move it. We're halfway through, Tony. Halfway home, baby. I told you. 10:30 was our wiggle room. We might be ahead of that though right now because we're already halfway.
Can we ban the word in settings, Chris Brady? I don't know how to. I mean, then they'll just change the word though. So then they'll just freaking add a letter or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing's really.
Whatever. We'll just keep clicking block. We'll get to the next game.
It is good though. All right, we got New York, we got Cleveland in here. This is the series. You might not be excited for it, Tony, but this is the series that I do think could be one that at least is like a battle for both these teams. Yeah. I do think Cleveland wins. I think they win this series. But I do think there's like a back and forth where it's a close series. You know what I mean? I just give the edge to normally in the playoffs, like I'm going to give the edge to the team with like just the best player overall. And I think Donovan Mitchell is clearly the best player overall in this series. Jalen Brunson's been really good this year. It looks like Julius Randle is going to be back for this game. They said he's targeting a return for today, Saturday. They still have him listed as questionable. So, but what that says to me is, he's looking like he's going to play, which if that's the case, it hurts literally every nick. Like Julius Randle's 9,700. Okay, that's fine. But Jalen Brunson, 91. RJ Barrett, 8,200.
8,200 for Barrett might be the worst price on the whole slate.
I'm not done yet. Quickly, 8K. Josh Hart, 7,100. Mitch Rob, 69. He's got the 6,900. Yeah. Mitch Rob should not have the 6,900 tag. That's egregious. It should never happen, draft teams. You should not have given him the 69 tag. That's bullshit. I mean, Tony, the only guy I said that you could play, I think, is Jalen Brunson at 9,100. But that is a hefty tag at 9,100. I mean,
and the thing that hurts, so always during the regular season, we like the Knicks a little bit because the minutes, right? Like they were playing up there in minutes. But in the playoffs, like it gets neutralized a little bit because everyone freaking plays big minutes. So, I mean, these prices are definitely the worst. These are worse than the Philly prices. 8K for, I guess they had to do it just because they didn't know who was out. But like, I mean, how could you play any of these guys? Hardenstein's 5,100.
Our guy Rubio behind in this room, but you can't see him. He was talking up Hartenstein. I had to settle him down a little bit.
5,100 Hartenstein.
He's not a Tibbs guy, by the way. Like not in the playoffs. He's not a Tibbs guy. But
I'm speechless.
I will go to AP's message since you're speechless. Give me JSU versus whoever this person is in a cage match.
Don't know who it is. He can't fight the air. He's just in the cage against the air.
God, cage match. I'd love to be in a fucking cage with this person.
No one admits what they're doing though. It's some guy. It's some hater jerking off behind the keyboard that we have no idea who it is.
Yeah, he still lives with his mom. He's in his basement, typing away poop constantly. We know, but the Knicks side, I think it's just easy. If you want to play, they're going to be low owned. Like, I don't think many people are clicking on any of these guys. So if you think one player
Who could
is
you
like,
possibly even make a case for, though?
I can make the case
Brunson
that
and Randall, I guess.
Jalen Brunson has 60-point upside. I can make the case.
And Randall's got to at least be like in
Yeah.
the conversation. But yeah, like there's no way you're paying for Barrett, Quickly, Rob, Hart. Like, there's no way you're clicking those. I don't care how many teams you got.
Yeah. No, you could have 300 teams. It wouldn't matter. Like, the only guys you could click on are and I wouldn't play Randall and Brunson together. Like, I'd make it a rule, like, only one if you're playing. I wouldn't play both of them in the same lineup. But we go to the Cleveland side, Tony. Mitchell at 9,800. That's high. I think that's at least not as egregious to me, though, as some of those other guys. But, like, then you get to Darius Garland, 77. That's fair. Evan Mobley, 78, maybe a tad high, but that's okay. Jared Allen, 6'6", is a good price tag. I think that's very fair. 6'6" for Jared Allen. I actually like him. Karis LeVert's 5'7". They also have one dude who's questionable, Isaac Okoro. He's questionable for this game today, and he hasn't played in like I think it's the last like 20 days or something like that, or 15 days. So, he hasn't been in, so maybe he's highly questionable. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe they've been holding him out for the playoffs, but he is 3,200, Tony. So, like, I don't know if he starts, but if he was in,
either way, even if he doesn't, he's got to be in play for 3,200 because he's definitely going to play if he's in.
Right. That's my point. Is he's going to play?
And the flip side too, with the pricing this bad, we've talked a bunch on these shows about this, but even if he gets you like 8 at 3,200, there's going to be so many busts that 8 at 3,200 might get you somewhere. It's just the truth.
Yeah, I mean, so maybe he's someone just to keep an eye on, and if he's ruled in. Again, I don't know if he's going to play. I haven't seen anything on him yet.
I think he'll play.
I see him questionable, but Tony thinks he'll play. So that's someone you can keep an eye on at third. The problem is, Tony, if he gets ruled out, there's not many swaps. So you better have like a 2v2 ready. Like, you better have a, Darius Garland, Okoro to.
The good thing is we should have a decent number of guys in the late game, I assume.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. You could have a Darius.
You got to have multiple guys, though,
Okoro,
for sure.
And you could go to Kevin Huerter and I don't know, Kevin Looney or Draymond Green, or I don't know. So I'm just spitballing here, but like,
I like Antoine. Tough scene when we talking about Isaac Okoro in the play. It's a tough slate today. It really is. There's no freaking value. I mean, and this goes to show you there's so many times when pricing comes out and everyone's 2K too cheap, and then you hear everyone complaining the other way, like it's too easy. I've always liked easier pricing better because I'm not scared to pivot off chalk too, and at least you can build teams. When the pricing's like this, there's not a single person that's going to like their team. I'm sorry, you're just not. If you play all mid-tier guys on a slate with this many studs, I mean, some of these studs are going to go off. It's just you're not going to feel good about it.
All right, Zach in the chat. I mean,
the best part is that Title Town? Look at Title in the picture.
Wait, that's Title.
That Title Town in the picture. I'm dying.
I love it. He must be in.
That was like his volleyball picture. Remember when he was setting it with he had the set?
I said it. Oh, what a picture. The pink shirt, the hair. Title had it going on. Title has it going on there. But yeah, I mean, it's not Derrick Rose season. I'm sorry, Zach.
Jared Allen's price looks pretty fair to me, actually.
I think Jared Allen's my favorite play from the Cleveland side for sure. My favorite play in the game.
You had the call about Garland, though. Like, his price might look better than it actually is because Spida's he's gonna have that rock in the playoffs, and he's gonna be trying. So I think Garland, as weird as it sounds, might actually be overpriced a little bit at that 77. So I kind of agree. I don't remember who you were comparing him. Dinwiddie.
I was comparing him to Dinwiddie.
Yeah. I like Dinwiddie more for sure after thinking about it and listening to what you said.
We got our guy Tomas Anthony in chat. He says, "Sup sluts? What's up, Tomas? Nice to see you."
That's better than saying poop. I like that.
Yeah, way better. Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with it. But Yeah, I mean, this game, I think the Cleveland side's more interesting if you're going to play guys. But I do think I can't get the picture out of my head of Mitchell and remember that game in the playoffs? Was it the bubble though, where
Yeah.
Mitchell and Murray were just
Yeah,
going back and
bubble.
Forth, and it was insane, like
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous.
Mitchell's kind of always been low key good in the playoffs. He's built for it a little bit.
He's a
So
big game hunter. I'll give Mitchell that. So that's why I said
I can see him
9,800.
being in the winner. But again, you go up to these price points, you're gonna need like a Okoro to play some minutes because you start running numbers, it gets tough in a hurry.
If I had to pick two 9K guys, I think it'd be Harden and Mitchell to outscore the range, like the 9K range. Like if you had to pick two, Tony, who would it be in that 9K range?
Oh, we'll have to go back and look after we get through the last game.
Okay. All right. Well,
I've been editing my list as we go, so I've got to
we'll
pull
come
it up
back
when
to
we're
it.
done.
Hold on. Let's get to this last game, then we'll come back to it here. We got 428 watching here early on a Saturday. I love that. Let's go.
Even with the freaking haters, we booted like 35 more, so there would be all the bots are gone. That's 428 live.
No, they're not gone. They're just making new ones right now, Tony. They're just we got to get 35 more.
We got
They'll be
live
back.
humans though, 428. No bots in that number.
Check the MB build idea. Okay, I'll check it. Yeah, let me get through this game and then I'll check.
Oh, you got a DM? I didn't get no DM.
I got a DM.
Actually, I did. It says message request. I gotta.
Oh yeah, that's so annoying. I got that too. I gotta like accept them. Sometimes you don't even see it too, Tony.
That build didn't win in a little chop.
So,
go back to the drawing board.
Oh no! Oh god, we're gonna talk about one guy. And all right, so let's go to the Sacramento game here. Golden State, Sacramento. This is gonna be a fun series. I think it's definitely the best game for fantasy on this slate, Tony. I think you would agree with me there. But Golden State, I don't know how you don't play some of these guys. Like for me on this slate, Klay Thompson will fit builds that I build because the mid-tier build is definitely going to be where some of my teams go. And I think Klay just fits it like a glove. And Klay is the boom bust guy in tournaments. He can get you 40 for sure. He'll drop 50 sometimes just randomly, but then he has the low floor games, which makes him a good tournament play though. So 7,500 for me for Klay, I'm going to really like. The question is, do we have the money to get to a Curry, a Sabonis? I think a Sabonis is really, really safe on this slate. Like, I mean, I would say dude I think he gets 50 here in this game. The question is, do you have the salary to get him like the rest of your team and it be on the winner? I don't know, but I do think Sabonis is a solid fantasy option if you want to go there. De'Aaron Fox is 9K. He's been unbelievable this season, but he also is a boom bust guy because they have so many options. Sabonis will spread it out. They got Monk who chucks off the bench. When Terrence Davis plays, he chucks off the bench. I don't know if he'll play, but Keegan Murray will jack threes. Harrison Barnes will sometimes go. So Kevin Huerter, they have a lot of guys that can score, and when they're open, they're going to shoot. Those are the guys that teams are going to leave open too in the playoffs. Like Keegan Murray, I'm not paying $6K for Keegan Murray, but I do think
that was in a Little Chops build.
Yeah, well, I do think the one thing about Keegan Murray that's interesting is I think teams are going to leave his ass open. I think he is going to be the guy they say beat
Why
us.
do you think they're going to leave him open? He's
not leave him open, but you have to help on Sabonis. Like you just have to.
I think they might just leave Sabonis. They always leave Yoke when they play Yoke. They leave him. Why wouldn't they leave Sabonis if they leave Yoke?
I mean, maybe then I love Sabonis.
That's the point. Yeah, I agree with that.
Sabonis.
They've always played Yoke that way. Unless it like gets real hairy, they just they like to take away everybody else.
I did compare him to the poor man's Yoke, and you just solidified it. You solidified it right there after you made fun of me. I
think they'll defend him the same way they freaking defend Yoke for sure.
That's a great call, actually. All right, so then Sabonis is he's definitely
especially in a game one though. Like I don't think they're going to get super creative on D in game one. It's a feel out, so. I legitimately think they just one-on-one him with some of. I mean, those guys can guard him one-on-one. Sabonis is going to eat like Yoke does, but they can at least like bang him a little bit and make him work.
Yeah, I mean, your boy Butthole, Sabonis Okongwu on.
I like
will be
Okongwu. We
awesome.
didn't talk much about it. He looks good to me. I actually like Okongwu. I'm with you, Butto.
I said two things about Okongwu. He's better than Capella, and at 5K you could. I said that like.
Yeah,
he's better than the starter.
Sabonis is one of the best plays. So Butto, I mean, who's sharper than Butto Jenkins? What a great take, Butto.
Mangone, I didn't see Gobert in the winter.
Yeah, get out of here, Travis.
What are you talking about, man? I shipped Showdown. Get out of here, Travis. I didn't
He's
need
talking
no damn
about
Gobert.
his terrible build that was the they kept talking about on the show.
Oh God, he never stopped too with it.
He's a fighter. Mangone's got that dog in him, like the picture with the dog. He's got that dog in him trying to get to that cash line. I respect it.
Oh no one grinds harder to get to the cash line than Mangone. Yeah. Like
he was stone dead yesterday, and he tried so hard still.
He asked Tony 3 different times if he was dead, pretty much. And Tony was like, every time he's just like, "Yep, yeah, you're dead."
I mean, Butto, I just speak the facts. Like that was a nice 2-man combo you had there. Very sharp.
He must be listening to someone on this show, not named JSU. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I agree with Mangone here too. Yeah.
What are we agreeing with Mangone?
No one knows that Johnny shipped because he literally never sends a tweet. So I agree with Travis.
Oh, he said I suck at Twitter. Thank you, Travis. I'll post that one for the people right there. I'll post that. I do suck at Twitter. This is something true. If you want to go follow me at JSURab on Twitter.
Don't even tell them you're at. They don't need to know what it is. You don't want them to follow you.
And Mangone called me out for sucking at Twitter, so I had to boost my Twitter following by maybe I'll get one Twitter follower from this show. How about this? The next person who follows me on Twitter, they get free swag. How about that? Boom! Let's see if I get one follower before the show. You have to follow me before we end the show, though, is the key. That's the key.
So Danny just signed up. When will you guys have showdown cores for NBA? Once these things start getting winded down to where they're 2 game, like the last couple nights with 2 games, we had cores up, but we'll have full-blown content once it gets a little bit more down. Like today with 4 games, I mean, unless Rubio gets creative and gets in there, we'll probably have something. But when it gets down to 2 games, 1 game, we'll have full content every night for that stuff. These 4 gamers, probably not a ton of showdown stuff outside of Discord.
So what I will say about that too is, Danny, if you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord since you're signed up, because Rubio, our guy Bobby, some Kurt's in there, some of the K Falik gets in there posting cores. So you might get a core just dropped in chat, and they'll at everyone in the Discord, which is why we push people to get in the Discord so hard, is because there's just so much information and stuff, and there's so many like smart, talented guys, not even just talking about us, all of our other guys, and they're posting stuff constantly. Like for MLB, they're posting afternoon cores and late night showdown MLB cores, and same thing with hoops and stuff like that. So make sure you're in the Discord.
And when our site's getting attacked, it's even more important, right? Because if the site goes down and you're not in Discord, we feel even worse. But if you're in Discord, at least you'll see all the content. We can at least do our best to help. What are you holding your hand up for?
Boom. I got to follow. So none of you guys, you don't have to follow me anymore.
You just put your arm up for 1 follow?
Yeah, because his name's John. His name's John, and he's getting swag. Now, he spells his name Jon, so he must be a Jonathan.
Like Johnny Rahm. He takes after Mr. Rahm.
That's all right. So, John, all you're going to do, Tony, how do we do the swag? You got to hit up, is it Amber? How are we doing it?
Yeah.
So all you got to do is hit up Amber Niehaus, say you want free swag, and she'll hook. You got to send her your info, and she'll hook you up.
Yeah, tell her it was on this show, though. I'll tell her. You were what was his name?
John Knowlton.
We're giving gear just for following you?
Yep. Oh, damn.
Yeah, you market yourself. That's how it's done.
Damn. Yeah,
so
you like that.
Let Travis know. What do you think about that, Travis?
Yeah, you just got owned, Travis.
Now we're sending gear for people to follow him, Travis.
Oh God! All right, let's get back to this game, or we'll never get out of here. Your wife's probably waiting at the basketball game for you right now,
Yeah, we're
just
getting
waiting for you to
close.
show
We're
up.
getting
But
close. We're almost done though.
all right, let's see. So, what are we doing with the Sacramento side, Tony? Because Kevin Huerter looks like a good price tag on this slate. I think Trey Lyles at 4,100. If you're trying to jam a guy like Embiid, he's at least somewhat cheap. I think you could play him in this matchup. Golden State could go small. Malik Monk at 5,200 always has a ceiling. You know, I have a soft spot for Monk in tournaments. So what are we doing here with Sacramento?
Yeah, Sacramento looks very good. A lot of these mid-tier guys are definitely. It reminds me a little of Boston. Honestly, if you live in the Boston mid-range, Sac mid-range, Golden State mid-range, that's kind of where I want to live today. And I mean, Herder, Keegan Murray, Malik Monk, Harrison Barnes if he plays, a little less so Harrison Barnes. He's getting older. Man, Trey Lyles is just what I want to stay away from, though. I'm trying to stay away from these cheap guys that are going to get me 12, and I just don't need the studs as much. If you do, though, I agree. Like, I think Lyles gets you enough to be – like, I don't think he gets to 20, but you might not need 20 today. It's a super tough pricing slate, so I'll rock it at the ACL Open like Matt Guy. Yeah, Matt Guy loves Run Pure. So yeah, I like Sacramento a lot, honestly, all the way down the list. If I can build most of my teams with Golden State, Sacramento, and the mid tier of Boston and those Brooklyn guys, that's kind of where I want to live, fading a lot of these other guys. Golden State, I mean, Draymond in the playoffs, 6,700 looks very good, like almost an impossible fade for me, as crazy as that sounds. Like he just. I think he gets me enough, and he's going to play hard in the playoffs. So it gets a little more interesting to me. Like, I'm not paying 10-4 for Steph today on this slate. I'd rather play Clay at 7,500, kind of in that. Like, maybe Clay's my most expensive guy on a team or something at 7,500. Not playing Jordan Poole. I haven't liked him all year. Dante gets hurt a little bit with Wig back, but I mean, Dante's 5,200 still. You can definitely play. Like, I like him more than Royce O'Neal and those guys too. At least he has some offensive skill. Looney, man, I don't like the price on Looney, 5,400, but another mid-range guy that you can definitely like. I would rather play all these 5K guys than some of the cheap guys with studs. So they're all right. Well, what's up? What's our boy GP bid? Man, the guy's 4,100. Are you freaking kidding
bullshit.
me?
Why isn't he 3,200? I would definitely play.
I
GP
thought for sure I was going to click on him and he was going to be the first guy that was like 3,200. 4,100. Like, man, come on, DK. Give us some better pricing. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not going to play him. 5K for Kuminga's too much. So yeah, just the mid-range guys again for me in this late game. And Sabonis too. I do agree with your Sabonis takes, but I just don't know if I can get him without running these numbers.
That's the problem right there. Is I don't think I can get him, but I don't know. I haven't finished building yet, so maybe I'll find a way to get there. Yeah, I mean, the mid-tier guys, the cheap, you're not taking a shot on like Wiggins, right? Like he's not going to play that much.
I think you can. I mean, he has to be at least in a little bit of shape, and they want to get him going. But the hard part is he's definitely not going to play huge minutes. But I don't like him. I don't want it to sound like I like him, but would I be shocked if he scored like 29 and he was in the winner? No. I don't. Like in my 150, I'm definitely not playing him.
I got someone. So, and Josh says he's a lock, but would I be shocked if Kevon Looney got 27 and he was on the winner? Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked at all. If it so, like I think
he's going to play bonus straight up too. If you guaranteed me that he wasn't foul trouble, I agree. I think Looney is a good play at 54.
And you know what, Tony? Little Chop's right. So Wiggins is going to play 20 to 25 minutes. Who does that benefit? That's got to benefit Looney, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think these teams, like the teams that have title aspirations, are not going to go crazy with minutes early either. Like they're going to go deeper. That's why I wanted to play GP, because they're going to go deeper, but the pricing still matters. Like you can't play those cheaper guys. But yeah, I mean, definitely Looney, probably Dante too. It has to help Dante if he's only playing 20 minutes. So yeah, I love the mid range. I'm definitely not playing Jordan Poole. Definitely not playing Kuminga. But everyone, and I'm definitely not playing Steph, but everyone else is in play in that mid range. Clay's got to be a pretty good play.
Clay, that's
I don't love the 7,500 in game one, but you can definitely play him, especially if you're on an all mid build and you just like fall on him. Like I wouldn't mind that at all. Cause he's one of the ones that could definitely win the slate for you. He gets hot, he could definitely win the slate. I mean, Draymond's a lock for me, Little Chop. Like he's 6,700 mid-range type build. I mean, again, we're not looking ceiling. Like usually we've talked on slate 6,700. I want 40. Today, 6,700. I want 30. So like it's a completely different slate.
I could legitimately see myself just stacking this game too, by the way.
Oh, of course. It's the best game. Like and they're all priced at least fair in this game.
Yeah, but you know how everyone wants to do it, Tony. This game's the last game.
Yeah, so it'll be lower owned naturally. They're still going to get more ownership just because the optimizers, but it's the last game. People are going to get antsy.
Yeah, and people want plays from the early games. They want to sweat out plays early. They're going to get there, and then they're going to be like, oh, crap, I only got like 3 spots left or 4 spots, stuff like that. So if you load up on the late game, you know, that could be a way maybe to get different, even though it is the best game for sure. Clay over 1.5 turnovers on prize picks is a printer. Okay. Jake says
now our boy Ubro's posting on Twitter about how good this promo is, and everyone's rubbing it in my face that I don't got it. It's hurting my feelings.
So I'm even getting DMs telling me, our guy Felix DM'd me, said he's got the promo, the 555 promo. I mean, Tony, they might just, I would send it to your rep.
No, I've got 3 people that have messaged me saying they didn't get it either, and they messaged like complaining, and they got a little hookup back because they didn't get it. So I got to send a message for sure after we get off.
Whoever those 3 people are, you're welcome. You don't have to actually thank me personally, but you're welcome for notifying you to that bullshit. Not getting you the promo. Now I'm never getting a promo again once DK
I don't
finds
care
out.
About that. You're golden.
No, I'm fine. I'm not worried about it. All right, Tony, we got to get out of here in a minute. So let's give a play of the day. I mean, you can run through the card if you want and just say who you think's winning, if you got any upsets for the people or anything. But let's give a nice workbench. Someone was asking too for RPS rubbers. I mean,
I don't use those, so I don't support those.
I was gonna say I haven't used one in a while, so I don't know. But hey.
So play of the day. Let me dig in here. Who is my favorite play? I think Draymond, honestly. Like I just feel like I've always liked him in the playoffs. Granted, I do hate game ones too, so that's another reason with the pricing. I'm not going like super heavy today. I'll just be honest. I'm going to put a couple teams in there. I'm not going to play. It's tough slate for me. I like better, as JSU said to start the show. Like when we get a little deeper into the playoffs, even like deeper into this first round where you get some meaningful game 6, game 7, and we can talk about adjustments like these guys will play these guys type thing. But for me, I just miss mid-range. And I'm looking at all these guys, Draymond, Herder, I do like your Cam Johnson call a decent amount too, as far as like a sneaky tournament type play. Because if you're right and he gets up to 36, 37, 38 minutes, I think he's a really good play. The risk is it's game 1, and if it all depends on how they look versus Philly. So I think that's a great call. But for my official play, I'll say Draymond. As far as upsets, I mean, I like Golden State to win, but Sacramento, it's a tight spread. I think that'll be a good game. I definitely think the Knicks, I don't know. I think we'll see an upset, but I don't have a ton of conviction. I don't want to just say it just to say it.
All right. I like that.
We'll be doing shows the whole playoffs. I'm sure I'll have some strong takes as we go.
I mean, yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll be. Are we coming on tomorrow, Tony?
We might as well.
Might as well come. There you go. So we'll be back on tomorrow morning, I'm sure, because I would assume the slate starts similar time tomorrow. So yeah, we'll be on tomorrow morning. But My play of the day, I love the Draymond call. I think for me on this slate, I do think my mid-tier teams, they're going to start with like Brooklyn and
Just see your boy up, bro. Not to interrupt you. He said, I listened to you talking about it on YouTube. Thanks for the tip. 555 was there for me. He's rubbing it in even more. That's hilarious.
You're welcome, bro.
You're taunting me about my 555 ticket.
Love that.
I gotta.
Where is that on Twitter? I gotta find it. Is it on Twitter? Is that what?
Yeah, he just said it a minute ago to me.
I gotta go search your Twitter now so I can like the post. But yeah, so I do think Cam Johnson gets more run. But my play of the day, it's coming in the Golden State game. I love your Draymond call, but mine's gonna be Clay. I'm going to Clay. Clay.
Oh, play of the day, Clay. I like it.
I think 7,500 on this slate. I just need these type of plays. These are the guys that have that boom bust ceiling type, and he's going to fit my builds perfectly. I want to already be heavily exposed to this game anyways. Give me Clay as the play of the day, and I'm going to pair this game with Brooklyn. I think is really interesting builds. So,
I like that.
That's what I'm going to do. But yeah, guys, hit the like as you jump out of here. Make sure if you're not following all the stuff, subscribe to the channel. That way, when we go on tomorrow morning, you at least get notified for when we go live. Just make sure you're doing that.
Our boy DJ, that's our dude from the baseball final. The great dude. He's rubbing it in too. He's got that 5. Is this the? I mean, everyone gets it except poor. I mean, who runs worse than Big T? I mean, just tough scene for me.
I mean, it's a tough. What's tougher, JSU on Twitter scene or Big T right now scene?
JSU on Twitter is always the answer to that. I mean,
hey, I've sent more than my average of one tweet a year. I've upped that to like one tweet a week or so.
Well, you win 100K every week. You can't even freaking.
I like this guy, Craig. This guy, he's been my mean.
What does that even mean? What's mean Big T mean? What's that mean?
I don't know what that means, but I like him. He's been making fun of me some of the shows. He's gonna follow me.
I don't know where was
it? He was like, I put it up. He's like, "Yep, I'm following JSU now." Like he went the
that was the dude that followed.
No, he went the opposite way of like, yeah, I'm just gonna unfollow him. Like,
yeah, I like that.
Follow
I like
me.
him too. Then I like that, Craig.
Oh, he's saying he runs worse. Like I run worse. Like that's what he was saying. I don't know, but all right, we got to get out of here. Big T's got his son's basketball game. Good luck to Grayson. Hopefully, he drops 20 on their heads. For me, JSU, Big T, good luck in your contest tonight. Let's ship. We are out.